All right, guys. It's Maddie with Drunk Guys Frisco. We're back. This is podcast number 4. So, thank God y'all didn't just see the couple 30 seconds before this clip. So,
what's up? It's Ricardo with the Drunk Guys DFW, Drunk Guys Frisco, and my boy
Orson here from GPTX Drunk Removal,
which stands for
Grand Prairie,
Gay
Texas.
People Texas. Grand Prairie, Texas.
And again, this is not planned. We don't. Anybody got anything to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about the millionaires in junk removal.
There's millionaires in junk removal.
Yeah, there's millionaires in junk removal.
I didn't think that was possible.
Dude, you didn't know about the millionaires in junk removal? They got $1 million.
Where are they at?
It's like, they got $1 million in the bank,
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Like Monopoly money? Like pesos or what?
Something like that.
Because it ain't U.S. dollars, let me tell you.
True. Me and Orson were always talking about that. We're having conversations, and I'll get on the phone and talk to Carson. The fact is that there's so many people out there, right, that are talking about, oh, we made $1 million in sales. Oh, we made $1 million in revenue. The thing is, revenue and sales are the same identical thing. They just call it 2 different words, right? Our net revenue, here's another one. Our net revenue was $1 million this year. But that does that actually mean you have $1 million in the bank? What do you think about that, Maddie?
No, I don't think so. No, too many expenses and everything else. Yeah. Just means that maybe they made $1 million, but
where's it at?
Where's it at?
Where's it at? I've told this story plenty of times. I went to McKinney with Madi to do a job. And the guy had told me about his restaurant. He was making $650,000 a month. $650 a month. And I was like, what, dude, you make what? I said, that you're making like $10 million. What, how much do you make a year? And he was like, oh, we made a lot of money. He said, but we closed. We had to close down. I'm like, why? He goes, well, we just had too many employees, too many costs, too many expenses and everything.
Yeah.
And the fact is that this guy in 2 months makes over $1 million. And he can't stay in business because his expenses are too high. So I want you to realize, people that are out there starting a junk removal service, you're going to hear a lot of gimmicks, a lot of frauds, a lot of people that say they make $1 million in junk removal. And the truth is, they made $1 million. They just don't have even $100,000 in the bank to stand on leg. That's what's pretty funny about it.
Yeah.
It's the reality is that there's going to be people saying this stuff. $1 million, especially teenagers, these young cats out there, you know what I mean? And I think we know who we're talking about. There's people out there that say, hey, I've been doing this for 3 years. We made $1 million. Well, bro, I'm going to tell you something. I can teach you right now how to make $1 million. I could teach you right now on this podcast how to make $1 million. I spend about $50,000 a month on ads, and I guarantee you will make $1 million. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that.
$50,000.
Yeah, that's $600K a year in ads. Yeah, you'll make $1 million.
Yeah.
You got to spend $50K.
Put it on the platinum.
You got to spend 60% of what you're gonna make.
Yeah, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then you can't do that many jobs by yourself. You're gonna have to hire some people and buy some trucks.
Expenses. Adds up quick. Adds up really quick.
It adds up fast.
It's so hidden, this whole truck deal. A lot of people think these NPR trucks, their insurance are ridiculous on these NPR trucks.
Why is that?
They're dually in the back, and they know you're hauling off.
They know that you're working.
Yeah.
They're commercial.
So a statistic came out, like, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I was just reading something, how the how the insurance companies add so much premiums and so many monthly down payments that are higher depending on commercial business to a regular, just a residential. Of course, commercial is going to be more.
Yeah.
So they take a lot of things in consideration. Your age is one big one. What you're driving down the highway. So you got to think, if someone's driving a Cadillac or someone's driving a vehicle that weighs 8,000, 9,000 pounds. Or even 16, like your truck weighs 14,000 pounds, I think. I'm pretty sure yours does.
13.2.
13.2.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Yours weighs about 8,000 or 6,000, something like that.
Like 6,500.
So my 550 weighs 16,000 pounds.
Wow.
And it's going down the highway. You know what I mean? So imagine the insurance, and then dually, it's so wide, it's 8 foot wide. Yours is 8 foot wide. Yours is like normal size.
Yeah,
6
you have
foot,
normal
7,
1500. Yeah.
7. So compare that to a small sedan. When the insurance company finds out how big your vehicle is, that's one thing. And then they ask you, they know that a Cadillac's not going to make any money, but they sure know that you're going to load that truck up with that,
Yep.
and they're going to charge you a bigger premium. They're going to charge you more monthly,
So
payment.
just don't pay it.
Well, here's the thing about it is that
Or
there's
don't
out
get
there.
it.
People don't realize is that those trucks cost $120,000 fully loaded. I guess a cheaper one costs what? What do you think?
Brand new off the
cost
lot?
a lot.
A
They
cheap
cost like at least
Used,
50, right?
used cheap.
40 to 50.
40 to 50, and the pound payments on that is what? A monthly payment.
I mean, it varies on your credit, probably like $1,000 a month.
Okay, $1,000 a month. You're still in the $1,000 mark.
Yeah.
And then the insurance on something like that?
Another grand.
There you go. And that's what they don't tell you in these videos, and they don't tell you in when you're starting the junk removal service. They say, "Hey man, just go out there and get your truck. It's only $1,000 a month." No, it's not only $1,000. You now have a $2,000 or a $1,700 or a $1,800 payment on that truck easily.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to pay. Oh man, and then get this, if you got to add your drivers to it.
Got to add the employees. The
Gotta
young,
add the
the young
Gas,
employees.
dude, you haven't even touched gas yet. I'm
Yeah,
sure those
we
things.
don't have
Oh,
any-
those things eat up gas.
I'm sure
the
they guzzle,
diesel.
dude.
Yeah, they're guzzling.
Oh, they're guzzling, man. Those things.
Are they diesel or gas?
They're diesel.
They make both. They make gas and diesel. But another thing, if you get a diesel one, you also got to take it to a diesel mechanic all the
Yeah.
time.
It is typically it's a little bit higher to work on a diesel truck, but now with all this modernization, it's not as bad. You back in the day it used to be a lot more. Now these days it's almost the same. You know what I mean? So it's kind of now the big diesel trucks. That's a different story. Diesel trucks. We're talking about small diesel, like
Yeah.
Maybe
Don't
the
wanna-
parts are the thing that would cost. The labor's kind of the same. Labor's labor.
No, I
what's-
feel like diesel labor is higher.
So
Really?
my truck is the same engine that goes in those MPRs.
Mm-hmm.
Those MPRs have turbos. They're 3.5 turbos. They're V6s. Most of them are V6s. Some of them are V8s. It's a rarity that they're a V8. They're always V6s, and they're sideways engines anyway. The thing about it is, I told you about my truck guzzling diesel fuel, didn't I? How it guzzles? My truck, dude, that thing guzzles, bro.
The van,
that
the
one?
Sprinter.
It
The
eats?
van, I do drive it a lot too.
Yeah, you drive
Wait,
that
it
thing
eats,
everywhere.
really?
It does.
But it's also the way, like, it's not very
Maybe it's that
aerodynamic.
frickin'
It's not aerodynamic.
Maybe
right?
It's
it's
a
the-
box. You're driving
Maybe
a
it's the
giant box
frame
around.
too. You know?
No, not the frame. Bro.
Yeah, that's got
It's
something
the
to do
sideways
with
and
it.
Maybe it's the frame coming down. It's
Yeah,
catching
it's
all
not
that extra
aerodynamic
wind.
at
Instead
all.
of going straight on, it's catching the back end too.
The
It's like
sideways,
a wall.
like the sideways.
You
on
know?
it. Um,
That might do
the
it.
fact is that these trucks are made to make money, and the insurance companies know, and they'll screw you over in a heartbeat. And then you go and you tell them, "Yeah, by the way, my driver's 20 years old." Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teenagers out there right now. They have 2 MPRs. They have another truck, or 1 MPR and some other trucks,
Mm-hmm.
or something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they usually have NPRs and then a pickup truck.
a pickup truck, and with a trailer or something like
Mhm.
that. I'm going to tell you something. Those 3 trucks go out, and when I see those trucks go out to go to work, and I don't know them, they're not local in my area. They wouldn't last here a bit anyway. But if they go out, liability.
Yeah.
$2,500, $2,500, $2,500 every time I go out. That's all I'm thinking about. That's a monthly payment. I mean, just think of how much. So Carson from Junk Guys Nashville just recently bought an NPR truck.
I
Spent
heard
70
that.
grand.
Yeah.
Payments are like $1,200 on the truck, another $500 for the insurance, because he's a little older. He's not a teenager, but he's a little older than that.
Why would he do that?
Huh?
Why would he do that?
So he's got
It's
you
like-
as a mentor too. What happened?
Hey,
Just
I'm going
an
to tell you
experience?
something. I'm telling. I think it's an experience for him.
Just to see?
Just to see.
I
I'm
guess if you
serious.
have 70
You know
grand
where
to
he's
fuck
gonna-
around with.
where he's going to take a big old dump
Where?
is when he finds out his box truck is 29.5 square yards,
Yeah.
and then he gets on that thing that's 15 square yards. He's going to realize the mistake he made. Right, that's when you fill it up and you can't put anything else in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's making those trips to the dude. His expenses are going to rise on the first
I'm surprised he actually bought it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember he was talking about buying it, but I didn't think he was
It's
serious.
gotta be like an experience, dude.
So
it's an expensive experience.
I know. I don't know.
Before you go and buy something like that, you got to
$7,000.
find out what your fixed cost is on anything. You got to find out what your fixed cost. And we did your fixed cost the other day. Remember, we did your fixed cost. We just did a rough draft. And what number was that? Now, first of all, there's variable costs and there's fixed costs. Variable cost is something like a fixed cost is like.
What are you talking about? What do you mean his?
How much money do you have to spend every month, no matter what?
No matter what.
Are you spending?
Okay.
I think mine was $1,000 a week, if I remember right.
So it was
we were right at like $4,000 a month. Yeah.
$4,200 is what it was. I remember the number.
Yours was like 6,000 something.
Mine was $6,500.
Yeah.
And yours was about $2,000.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, my rent alone is like $1,800.
Fortune.
Yeah.
Y'all spend a fortune.
Well, we live alone. That's the You got that in the bag.
Oh,
you're
dude,
lucky
you're
with
in the
that.
bag here at home. You're so
that saves you.
Yeah, that's $1,000 right there.
Yeah, you're winning. No, you try finding an apartment for $1,000. It ain't gonna happen, dude. It's like $1,200 minimum.
There's a McDonald's down the street.
Yeah,
I got the dumpster, dude. I'm next in line.
So the variable cost is anything like, let's say you buy another phone.
Yeah.
That's not a fixed cost. That's just an extra phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the phone service for that phone is a fixed cost
for your first phone.
Yeah.
That's a phone call that's on your Google My Business that's coming in.
Yeah.
Another cost is your outfit, your uniform. That's a variable cost. You know what I mean? A fixed cost is fuel.
Yeah.
Insurance. Where you live. Maybe your headquarters, if you have a headquarters, which you now do.
Rent. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
now
renting,
do.
Yeah.
You have to figure what those fixed costs was. Mine was about $6,500. I think it was $6,500 or $6,600 of a fixed cost. We figured Maddie's would be around the $2,000, $3,000 mark, something like that. And we're talking about dump fees and everything, Maddie. And I even counted my dumpster that I pay $480 for.
I might start doing that.
So what we found out is that I told Carson, I said, Carson, when you buy a vehicle, just tell me what your fixed cost is every month. And he goes, what? And right there, that's when you know that you got to do some math.
Yeah,
see, I've never thought about it either.
About your fixed cost?
I just get an idea.
You got to have a budget. You know? I have a budget that I write it down. I know to the penny how much I'm spending.
I keep all my job budget, but I don't ever look at it and be like, I mean, I have a rough estimate, you know, where I can kind of pick up, hey, you went to the dump 10 times.
You have a calculator on that phone?
Yeah,
if I went to the dump 10 times this month, I probably spent $750 just at the dump.
Right.
Really?
Well, that's what we could do. Well, so find out, we can figure out. You don't pay
your rent. So let's see. So what's your rent? Do you pay rent?
No.
Okay. Do you have a car payment?
No.
Okay. How much is your car insurance?
$253.
$253
for two trucks.
For 2 trucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of living, do you have any bills like internet, electric,
phone,
water, whatever?
No.
No, like living bills.
How about phone?
No.
Living for free.
You don't pay a fucking phone bill?
No.
You don't pay a phone bill?
Reselling.
Okay, sure. What? Okay, so
I'm reselling.
So your living is free and your truck is free. Okay, your insurance. What about gas? How much do you think you spend in gas a month?
In a month?
A week.
Yeah.
Let's just do a week.
Okay, I'd probably say $100 a week.
So $400 a month.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dumping fees?
400
Dumping fees, I probably dump.
on average.
I'd probably say 2 times a week.
Okay,
At least.
$75 a piece.
Yeah.
that's
Majority of the time it's $75.
So that's $150
One hit or miss will be 90 to 100.
So that's $150 a week. So let's say $600
Let's just rough it off to
and dump
$700
fees.
then. Add another $100 to that.
Okay. Do you pay any kind of insurance, anything like that?
Like your commercial insurance.
Oh, storage.
Okay.
There we go.
You have a
That's fixed
storage?
Yeah. that's a fixed
You don't
cost.
just use your garage?
No.
No. Yeah.
Not in Frisco.
So how much
You
is-
park your trailer outside. What do you store?
No, that one?
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's usually in a storage.
Okay, so how much you charge
How much
for that?
is that?
120.
120.
And then now, don't y'all have a storage where y'all store stuff? You don't pay for that?
I don't pay for that.
Okay.
Okay. What other costs could there be?
That's it.
Okay, let's
Do you have any like operating costs? Like every month you got to pay like a
Just
subscription
something,
for
yeah,
something
something.
like.
My other phone number.
Okay, how much is that?
18 a month.
what kind of service you got?
It's
No.
a hosted number.
Okay. VVOS or something like that. Damn, we're at 1491.
Oh, fuck me.
Dude, that's not even my rent. It's not even my rent.
That's it, dude. That's probably when y'all selling me. I'm like, dude.
I understand now how Maddie bought a truck in cash.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah. Only
Dude.
15?
Let me see that.
That sounds
Yeah,
about
it's
right.
1491.
That sounds about right.
Let me just show you. So this is $2,000 rent.
Okay,
That's
he
all
just
I
wrote
do, bro.
down 2,000 for his rent, and he's like, "Well, I'm already exceeded that. I've already exceeded
the
that."
first number I hit.
No, yeah, expenses add up fast.
So,
Dang, yeah. I
a
never-
variable cost and a fixed cost. If
Hmm.
you don't know that, first of all, this is going to be a tougher business for you. You need to be educated on what these are. I found out what a fixed cost was because my father, and he didn't call it a fixed cost. I found out years later it was called a fixed cost. He said, find out what it costs you to just run the business. That's what he
Yeah.
said. Just tell me. And I said, well, I got my phone. Well, you got two phones. Which one? And I could only count one phone because the other phone's a play phone at the time. And I said, well, I got my Jeep. Nope, the Jeep's not a fixed cost. I was like, oh, okay. And I got you got a van. And I was like, yeah, okay. Boom, boom, boom. We did. Back then, I think my fixed cost was like $3,000. Of course, everything's changed. I got headquarters here and there, and now my fixed cost is about $6,600 a month. Carson's fixed cost? Now, I just want to tell you something about Carson. He's in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably very expensive to
Okay.
live there.
I mean, it's not like you're not in Frisco, the most expensive city
Well, he's
in
in
Texas.
Coeur-
Yeah, but no, you're in Frisco.
Yeah,
bro.
well, yeah.
That's above Nashville. Nashville's just trash compared to Frisco.
And you and
Nashville's
Carson are the same age.
Huh?
Yeah, y'all are the same
you're
age.
24, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the same
24.
car. So his fixed costs, and I want you to consider he's got two trucks now. He recently bought a Tesla for his wife.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
God,
He traded it in. He sold something else, and then he paid off the Tesla. So his biggest cost is now his new truck, and then he just got a house.
God
And the
damn, I
house
thought I
paid
made a lot of money.
$1,700 and stuff. But listen,
He charges $750 for a hot tub.
yeah.
$750?
Yeah.
Oh, they got it different over there.
And
Fuck.
his fixed cost was a little over $12,000.
Just to run the business?
That's a little under 10 times.
What are
your
they
cost.
doing over there? Are
That's
they
about
the only
9
junk
times your
removal
cost.
company in the state?
I will tell you that
I haven't heard of another junk
he
removal
has hit
company
big
in-
licks lately, but it's not Lick City. You know what I'm saying? It's not that.
Where's
And-
Lick City at?
No, Lick City's like you're hitting a lick every fucking day.
Where's Lick City? Where would you say Lick City's at?
I'd say Lake City's
Five-
in
5 to 9
California.
5 to 9 jobs daily. You know what I'm saying?
Where? What city?
Frisco.
Oh.
Yeah,
Dallas?
you got Lake City over here.
Yeah,
boy.
you got Lick City over here, dude.
I'd
No,
say
you-
the loot. I'd say the loot.
Now, hold on. Would you say that Carson works more like hours? He puts in more work than we do.
Let me ask you this. Does he do more volume than us, or does he do more cost?
I think his price is just higher.
His price is higher.
Yeah.
But his price has to be higher to account for those expenses.
Mm-hmm.
If we
Well,
moved
yeah, it
in,
has to be.
if we moved into Nashville, I feel like his jobs would decrease because we would be able to
That's right.
underbid him so much.
That's right. See,
Dude, there's got to be he's got to be the only
One
one
of
of,
the biggest
three
questions-
in that state. Then
No,
there's competition out there. There is
What the
competition.
it's the way he marks it. He marks it a different audience than we do.
Yeah. And listen,
Have you seen how he does his jobs? He has like a clipboard.
I think we go visit him.
I said
I
wanted
would
to go.
love to go to
I'd go
Nashville.
to Nashville. I'll go.
I'd go party in Nashville.
Great.
Y'all go check on the franchise. I'll go be at the what's
me,
that
and,
called?
me and Maddie have partied
Broadway?
together before. It's fun, dude.
What's
This
the
guy is
Broadway,
a
right? Yeah, we'll go to
ball.
Broadway.
Here's one thing is he asked me. This was a great question. We're going to get into this topic right now. He asked me, Ricardo, you're doing 9 jobs. I see your videos all the time. You're always doing a lot of work. I said, yeah. He goes, but you're so cheap. Don't you think you'd get the same amount of work if you raised your prices? The fact is, I do not want to raise my prices. I'm comfortable. First of all, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Second of all, I cripple the competition.
I got
Ask me
something
how.
that. How?
Ask me
How do you
how.
cripple the
Okay.
competition?
Nobody can keep up with us with the hot tubs.
Yeah.
Nobody can keep up with us with the fridges,
Satellite.
satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to do that.
Who can do that when we're doing them for $400, $300 when somebody like another company nearby that's buying ads or buying those yard signs are paying for that extra expense?
Yeah.
Our truckload is $400, and you know we never do a truckload.
No, we never do a truckload for 400.
$400. When their load is $700, customers know. Customers see these ads and know they're going to pay a premium.
Yeah.
Because they're on the ads.
Yeah, because it's a sponsored right there. Yeah.
Customers are. I'm sorry, guys. So
I hear it from my customers all the time too.
Right?
I'm like, "How'd you find me?" They go, "Well, I saw the 2 sponsored, and then I went the first one below it."
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what they do.
I was like,
yeah.
they told us that, right?
That's it.
I'm
yeah,
already there.
I've
I already
heard
got
that
the
a
job,
lot,
and
yeah.
I'm like, "So it just made you go away?" And
Yeah.
they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like people are not afraid to say, "Hey, we're not going to click on your sponsored ad."
No, of course.
Because it's pay to win.
No,
you know?
it is.
It's literally
It
pay
is,
to
yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I would like to add something to that though too, because last year I was following in your footsteps like to the foot. Everything I was doing the exact same. And last year I was averaging with you, riding along with you like 8 to 10, 12 jobs a day. I was getting home at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I was making a lot of money. My first week in junk removal, you made a video about this. I made like $2,600 profit.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 weeks before that, on my full-time job, I think I made $800. So I really made like a huge drastic
How
difference
fast
in
did it
income.
take you to quit?
Huh?
How fast did
Like
it make
5
you
or 6 years.
to quit?
Oh no, I quit cold
Right when
turkey.
you, let's say
quit.
right when you started writing out with him, right?
No, I quit. I took a week off. I went to the summit, and the next week I did junk removal.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it
And
was
you've
like
been on
right
since.
away. Yeah, and I was working a lot, doing those 12 jobs a day, making that 2,600.
Do you think
Now-
anybody would want to be in our position?
Yeah, everybody. I don't know
Really?
a lot of people who wouldn't.
Like in your position?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You get to work for yourself, everything else like that. But not what my point being is now, I stopped pushing fridges. I stopped pushing everything else. The only thing I'm pushing right now really is garage cleanouts. And I'm able
It's
to
that
make
season too.
Yeah, it's that season. I'm only doing like I would say like 2.5 a day. 2.5 jobs a day is like my average day.
But
Some days I'll do 3 or 4.
though, right?
Yeah. Some days I only do 1. Some days I do like 3 or 4. But every day I get at least 1 job, and I'm still averaging, 400 or 500 a day. My goal is 500 a day. And
That's my goal.
I pretty much hit it I hit it 90% of the time. So I'm still making that same amount of money the week, but I'm doing way less work. Now, here's one thing, though, that's scary for me. And we've had this conversation. And this is the negative that is about doing it the way I am and doing it the way that Carson is. If I don't do that 1 job a day, or those 2 jobs a day, or whatever, that if they just don't come in or I lose them, I'm not working. You're doing jobs, instead of for 500 a job, you're doing them for 50 a job. You got 10 of them. If you lose 2, you're still making $400, and that matters a lot. If I lose my 1 job, I'm screwed. I'm done.
I didn't think
But
about
if you
that.
lose 1 job, it really isn't going to affect you that
Yeah,
much.
I didn't think about that either.
I never thought about it.
No?
That means volume.
Volume at
is
the end of the
method.
day is really the method. Now, for me, what I'm doing right now is working. But I know in the back of my mind that I got to figure out something else, because it might work right now, but it might not work in the future. Now, if I was stupid enough to hire an employee, okay, now it can't not
Have you
work.
ever thought about hiring a part timer or full timer?
A lot. I've thought
Really?
about it all the time, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm going to be responsible for this person. If I lose a job right now,
They're depending on you.
they're depending on you. Right now, it's only me. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
If I lose a job, it's fine. I have a little money saved
Yeah.
up. If I have an employee,
Yeah, you don't.
I gotta
His
pay him.
family may not eat if you screw it
exactly,
up.
his family might not eat if I screw up. And it's scary because I'm only doing 1, 2, 2.5 jobs a day is my average, because I'm doing about, I work 6 days a week pretty much, and I average about like 20 jobs a week. So what is that? Yeah, 6, 12, 18. Yeah, like 2.5, 3.
Today was the first day in I'd probably say 6 weeks I've had 2
Yeah.
jobs.
I did 4 today, but I only did, I think, 1 yesterday.
Really?
You know, I feel like it averages out 2.5, 3. But it's a big deal because if I lose an income stream, you know, one of the places where I get my jobs from, if I get shut down or whatever, I'm done. You guys, you know, you get 10 jobs a day. It doesn't matter if you lose 2, you're still making a lot of money.
We get about 8.
Yeah. And that's the problem too. Whenever you become higher priced, you're going to get less jobs.
Oh, that's definitely, I want you to repeat that again. I want you to repeat that again and say it again, because there's going to be people listening to this that don't understand that. When you raise your price.
Look, it's a graph. It's like, Maddie's going to do some video effects here, right? You're going to put up a graph on
No, this motherfucker don't do that.
It's like, look, up is like your price. So like,
it's like exponential.
$10, $20, $30, $40, right? And then right here, this line is how many jobs you're going to get. You know, so if you're here at $100, you're only going to get 1 job. But if you're over here at like $10, you're going to get 10 jobs. It's like a line. And you got to find that middle ground. You can't be too cheap. You can't do fridges for $20, but you can't be too expensive. You also can't do them for $100 because you'll only get 1 a week. Yeah. Now, if you're at $45, you do what? 10 a week? More than that.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
You know, and that's the winning formula.
You know, here's a thought. You came to work with me. You worked with me for free for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, consecutively.
And then we worked for 3 or 4 months after that.
Yeah.
Every day.
You saw the jobs coming in.
Yeah.
And it was slow at that time, too. It was getting slow. But you still saw the numerous amounts of jobs coming in.
Yeah.
And you saw that they weren't priced high. But at that time, you didn't know the price points yet.
I didn't know how it worked.
You didn't know how it worked. Okay. So you're just thinking I'm making a lot of money.
I just thought you were rich. Yeah.
Okay.
You handed me $600 just in my hand after a day's of work, and I was like, this was my weekly paycheck.
I bet you saw the money come to him, and he was like, yeah, it's like he bought an ice cream cone or something.
Dude,
he gave it to you.
It was crazy, bro. And he bought me lunch. I was like, this guy is a millionaire. It was awesome. It was awesome.
You caught him on a good day.
The fact is, like, Orson did come to work with me, and he saw the amount of jobs that I do. I love the quantity of jobs that I do.
You do a lot.
I do a lot of them.
I hated that. I did not like that.
And
you gotta have a drive. You gotta really be motivated to do 10 jobs a day.
Too, man.
Bro, we were the most disorganized people on the road. We would drive from Dallas to Fort Worth, Fort Worth to Dallas, and then Dallas to Fort Worth.
I'm trying to get better.
The thing is that the jobs
with this guy, he works backwards.
But you know why? It's because the jobs don't come the day before. You get them the same day.
Yeah.
You get them the same day.
We don't turn them down either.
We don't turn down jobs.
We go
That's
get
the thing. We go get them.
I think another person would go and get the job for the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you lose it. Junk removal, you gotta be quick.
On it, dude.
You gotta be on it.
Junk removal is like Facebook Marketplace, dude.
Is it?
Well, yeah, because dude,
I hate Facebook Marketplace.
If you don't take that job, dude, they're just gonna pick up the.
There's 100 other people.
Exactly.
I do want to say one thing is that typically that we are doing these jobs, and from in COVID we were doing way more than that, bro.
I wish I was around during that
time. In COVID we were doing way more
because
I was always in Frisco. I was always working in Frisco. I was doing like 5 jobs in Frisco. Jaman was doing like 5 jobs and then I had Anthony, so I had 15. I had like 15 jobs all the time, and I fed them. I had to because they were helping me out, and I was making money off of them. I was making money off of Anthony, and those were the good old days. Now it got slow where we were down to like I guess 10 jobs a day, and then we got down to like 5 to like 9. That's where we're at right now. We're like 5 to 9, and good thing is I'm always doing 5. I'm always doing good. Yeah. I feel good and comfortable. But like today, I think I did 4 jobs, made like $600 or less than that. But it was the quantity that I'm making. It's the quantity. I mean, yesterday I hit for 24, and man, that was the most easiest day ever. That was like got off at 2:00. You know what I mean? I'm like, Jesus, I'm not even working
like that.
Yeah, I love days like that too.
I don't remember what I made yesterday.
And then the day before that.
I don't even know what I did.
It was like 5 days.
I got to tell y'all.
5 jobs also.
I got to tell you about my job yesterday.
I heard about it. But let me just say something is that consider this. If you're a new company, you're coming into DFW, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, and I don't want to sound cocky when I say this, but I welcome any other company across the U.S. to come here.
Bring the smoke.
Bring the smoke. Come over to DFW. You're going to learn really fast that you cannot price your truck at $700 or $800. You're not going to be competitive in this market. We're going to eliminate you. Because
you'll get that rich person.
I have followed. Here's what's happened. A person will come into this business, a new person. First thing they do is get on YouTube because they want to find out who's the top dog. Then they find out that it's us, Frisco, it's me. You're cheap. Anthony's cheap. We're all cheap. Why? Because I drove that price to the cheapness.
Yeah, yeah.
And to be competitive, you have to be cheap. So now they're thinking, oh, dude, we can't do our trailer for $750.
You can't. You'll get mauled.
You'll get run out. You'll get mauled out.
No, dude.
If you're paying $750, you're going to the franchises.
Yeah.
You're not going to an independent.
You know, it's bad enough that I heard the franchises are lowering their prices here in DFW. I heard that. Someone's telling me that they'll do a fridge for $75 now. I was like, what? A fridge for $75? Well, anyway, I'm getting 1-800-JUNKS fridges right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. I do like maybe 4 a month for them.
Yeah.
Been doing that for years. Doesn't make a difference because I do so many damn fridges. It doesn't matter who brings them to me. The point is, it's so much difficult to be in the company. I think a market that should be like really tested is like California. I think their market's way too high. I think if you came in really cheap, you just eliminate it. But you got to be able to format that price, stand by that price, and be profitable at that price too. You have to believe in your business. And here, I mean, I've been doing it for 18 years too.
What I noticed about California is I just talked with this guy. His name is Bernard, and he's based out of Cali. I think his brand was like USA Junk Removal or something like that. And he was telling me that the market in California, and I'm sure it works the same way here, is if you pay for ads, you can be in a certain price point because you're competing with other people paying for ads. So like the people, whenever you're on a Google search, right? The first two things are going to be the sponsored ones.
Yeah.
So the people who go on Google who don't care about the price, they're just going to click sponsored. They don't care that it's sponsored, and that they're going to get the most convenient person. So if you're charging $1,000 a load and you're paying for ads, you can charge $1,000 because you're going to get those customers. Competing, yeah. Now he's saying if the person is just looking, if they scroll down underneath the sponsored, he's going to pop up there again. You know, he's going to pop up in sponsored, and he's also going to pop up organically. Those people searching organically might call 3 or 4 people in that list, and they're going to go with the cheapest ones. He's like, I'm eliminated. It does not matter what I rank organic because I'm too expensive. But they're only competing for those sponsored posts. And those people are always going to be super expensive. So you're going after different people.
Yeah, I mean, here in the in Texas, I mean, here in the DFW area, I'm saying Texas. Here in DFW, if you're in the ads, you're competing against other companies that are in the ads. Yeah, in the ads. Yeah, you're competing against other companies. You're not competing.
But the problem here is so many people start out and then they buy the ads that they're also driving the prices down.
Yeah.
You know, because they're paying for ads on their credit card, being dumb.
Yeah.
And then they're seeing your videos at $400 a load. So they price it at $400 a load. And then all of a sudden we have 1-800-JUNK going out of business, you know, closing down shop. Which happened, didn't it? You said one of their locations
shut
down.
I knew that location. They had like 5 or 6 trucks out there parked and stuff all the time. Yeah.
It's a weird business.
Very weird.
Maddie, you said you had some kind of job this week? Something happened?
I had a job
What
yesterday.
happened?
Very interesting.
What happened?
So this was a job I got while doing another job. For some reason, do y'all get a lot of phone calls while you're doing other jobs?
All the time.
I don't know why, but I could be out eating or something. Nothing. I get out and I start to head to my other job. I'm getting another job.
It always happens to me while I'm talking to someone. Too.
Really? I was in action at this lady's house that was also a lick. We resold everything. I picked up 9 items for this lady in Frisco and resold them all.
Wow.
I didn't put anything in my trailer. Not a fucking thing.
That's awesome.
So this job happened. I get to this lady's house. First of all, the phone call tells me a lot about her, right? She sounds older, right? She has a garage clean out. it's going to be bad.
She
Old
said
person,
that.
garage clean out, it's going to be bad.
Oh, okay.
Already, it's going to be bad.
But you can tell that by the phone call.
I can tell that by the phone call.
So you got to. A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't do it. Remember, I taught you that a long time
And
ago.
you know what that is?
Yeah.
You know what that comes from? Volume.
You do
comes
some
from
energy, you get the
volume.
experience. Yeah,
It comes from volume.
Mm-hmm.
that helps out a lot.
That's the only way that you experience that is volume. So she called me and she goes, "Hey, I got a couple things, some boxes. I need to organize through them, and I need you to clean out the garage." And I'm like, "Godly, here we go." Couple things. If they say couple things, it's never a couple things.
No.
We all know that.
Yeah.
And I get there, can't get in the alley. I'm like, I get down the alley, but I can't get in the driveway. So I'm already like, this job's gonna be hell.
Yeah.
You know, if it's 5 to 10 boxes, okay, but anything over that, this is gonna suck.
A long
So
walk.
I already expected it to be bad because I can't get in the driveway. So I'm already like, okay, hey, this is gonna be really bad. She comes out through the side gate on the fence. Gate on the fence. On her fence. She walks out and she goes, "Hey, can you open the garage for me?" I'm like, "Isn't
What?
the button on the inside of the house?" She's like, "Oh, it doesn't open from the inside." I was like, "Oh, hell, here we go. I go, "Yeah." So one side of the garage is perfectly clean, right? I can see some blue trash bags, the recycling blue trash bags. But the other side's closed and it's not opening. So I had to go and lift it up, and she had a wood picket, and I put it between the door and
So
the
it
wall.
wouldn't close.
So it wouldn't close and hit me in the head. And I look, and I turn the corner, and I'm like, oh. I put my hands on my head, and I'm like, oh, man, this is bad. She goes, oh, I still got to go through it and organize. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm going to be here for an hour. So instantly, I looked down at my phone, and I hit my timer. I go, I just want to see how long this is going to take.
Yeah.
Maybe 20-minute job at most. I'm backing up, leaving the trailer where it's at, and I'm chucking shit in the back. 20 minutes. An hour and 17 minutes goes by. Okay? And we're barely...
17 minutes.
Yeah, dude. I'm just now starting to chuck the shit in the truck. Got it all bagged up. She pulled all of her boxes or whatever to the side. To start out the job, I'd probably say she had 7, pushing 8 pickup truck loads in a garage on their one side. So I gave her a price of $600. Just not looking at it, right?
Sure.
I'm there for an hour, right? Price went up to 7. And she was completely cool with it.
Yeah.
Because she said, I had helped her move everything back in after we took all of her shit out.
Sure.
We moved it all back in. I'm in there bagging shit because she's going through everything. She went through all the trash bags.
Yeah.
She kept trash bags with trash in them because she doesn't like to let things go, is what she told me.
Of course, yeah.
So
There's
I was
people
like,
like
okay.
that.
She probably took three pickup truck loads off me. She probably left that.
Yeah.
So really I hauled away a half, maybe a little bit less than half a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm looking through the trash, I'm picking out dollar bills.
Oh, yeah. What?
Picking out dollar bills.
What?
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
picking out dollar bills.
Out of the trash.
Out of the trash. Dollar bills. There's 2 in this one. 2, they're trashed, right? She's going through the bags, and I'm going through the bags she's missing, right? She's just
How much was the total? Your mom told me one number, and I talked to your mom a while ago. She told me.
So she had her own number. She was there too. She helped me on the job because she does all my reselling. She keeps all the goodies. Otherwise, I throw it all in the landfill.
His mom shows up to all the jobs. Did you know that?
She shows up to my garage cleanouts. If it's shit that I can resell.
And then she just got a new truck. You saw her truck outside?
That's hers?
Yeah.
GMC or what is it? What is it?
GMC.
Is it
Yeah.
GMC? Okay.
The reselling is a lick.
Yeah.
That's what you got. So we got to talk about that next.
She found, I don't know her number. But
okay, how much did you find?
I ended up finding, so I found a packet of gift cards. And I called the number on 14 gift cards. And I found $321 on 14 gift cards. See? I got my subwoofer paid for today for free. I used some fucking gift cards.
What kind of gift cards were these?
These were Target gift cards. That they had the Target symbol on them, and then vanilla gift card. Is what they call vanilla.
Wow.
They're all prepaid, $100
anyway.
on them.
Yeah.
So I went in dollar bills. I found 227.
Yeah, that's what you told
Dude, that's a lot of dollars. That's
Yeah.
like a stack like this big.
Well, dollar bills, 5s and 10s. I didn't find anything over 10.
My mom told me that.
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
I would have
I made
gone bag
700.
through bag. I wouldn't have thrown a single thing in the landfill.
I made 700. She made whatever she found in it. It was a free for all. She was looking through bags. I was looking through bags. So she had her little stack. I'm over here.
What?
Dude, it looked like I had a mouse in my pocket. All this. It was all crumbled up.
Well, you weren't doing this at the lady's house, were you?
So from when she told me all the trash bags, she didn't even look in some of the trash bags. So I was like, she's finding money in buckets. I'm watching her pull it out, and I'm like, they're going to be in the trash bags too. So she's still sorting through her buckets, and I was like, hey, you want me to go ahead and start doing this area? Because I'm putting it in the big contractor bags. They were in the blue shitty recycling bags that break. So I went ahead, and she's behind me, and I'm just putting it all in my pockets. She said it was all trash. I'm not going to throw away dollar bills.
I would have waited till you got home, till you left.
No, dude, there was like 5 bags. I went through like 5 bags in front of her in the garage. Everything else was in the bins.
Would you have waited, or would you have done it there?
I would have waited.
Yeah, right?
No
I would have
way,
waited,
dude.
too.
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
No, dude.
What if she saw you?
Just depends, like, what position
She's going...
she's
I couldn't... I had to wait on her.
She's, like, looking at stuff through bags, and Maddie's...
She's looking at... in bins. There's gray bins. She's sorting through all her shit.
Okay, did you look through them again after you left to make sure you didn't miss any? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I parked the trailer in the alleyway.
Oh, you didn't even wait to go home. You just in the alley.
I pulled it in the alleyway, and I went through it. Went through every single box. We ended up finding...
Wow.
I mean, I probably have less than what I picked up at her house because we resold it. Yeah.
You're winning, dude. What a win.
So that job ended up...
$1,500 in expenses.
That was his first thing his mom brought up to me. I was talking to her a while ago.
Can you believe he found
I was like, can you
100?
believe all that money he found? And I was like, what? What are you talking about?
Dude, it's crazy.
What's the coolest thing you found in junk removal?
$11,900.
Damn. I think I found...
From a dead person's house?
Got killed himself. Went to the dealership, shot somebody, and then committed suicide.
Wow.
Yep. The constable opened the door for us. A year had gone by. He had did this a year ago.
Oh, wow. I bet that place was...
He came by and he said, "It's all yours."
It's probably haunted in there. Maybe we should have the haunted house there.
Nah.
What about you, Ors? What's the coolest shit you've seen?
So I've only been doing this about a year, but I found some like silver coins once. I sold those for like $500.
Silver coins?
Yeah, like it was I was cleaning out an apartment, and the lady had passed away.
Yeah.
The family came in and they got everything they wanted, right? Well, as I was cleaning her closet, she had these boxes on top of the closet, right? And I grabbed it, and I was looking through everything. I was by myself in the apartment. There was nobody with me. It was they just opened the door and said, "Whenever you're done, just send us a picture. We're going to sell you." So I was taking my time. Well, on top of the closet, she had boxes, like shoe boxes, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I put them down, I noticed they were really heavy. I opened them, and there was a whole bunch of memorabilia, stuff like that. And then she had this like packet of coins, and half of them.
Where do you take that?
Just
shit?
random. So I Googled it. Well, first of all, I Googled...
So did you know they were silver?
Well, I knew that they were old
Were they
coins.
like $half or
Yeah, they were
quarters?
like dollars and $half. They were really old coins.
Yeah.
And I heard that old coins are worth money,
Yeah.
so I looked it up online, and Google told me it was like $5,000.
Yeah.
So I was all excited and happy. Well, after calling around like 4 or 5 different coin shops, I found out it's only worth the price of silver.
Yeah.
But
silver's high right now anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A silver quarter sells for like $5.50.
Maybe.
$5.
I know a silver dollar, they gave me $20 for each dollar, and each half dollar they gave me 10 or something like that.
Yeah, that's still
Was
the market.
that the math? Maybe. Yeah,
That's
I
still
think
the
that was the
market.
math. Anyway, at the end of the day, it was like $500.
Damn.
Another big thing that I found is a bunch of old video game systems, like PS2s and stuff like that. That's worth a lot apparently too. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah, right.
But I took it to a local video game shop.
To a local nerd?
Yeah, no, it was like a store, not GameStop, but like a independent
To a
one.
local nerd.
Dude, they spent.
Dude, that would be a cool shop name though. To a local nerd.
I guess.
And you
They
resell
gave me,
this guy Pokemon cards and shit.
They gave me $1,000 for that.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I found a coin collection like you did.
Did you?
I found like a handful of times.
Dude, I don't come
Hey,
across
you know what
money.
I did with them?
What do you do with them?
I use them at the car wash. I
Oh
don't care.
my god. Well, yeah, like quarters and stuff, yeah. But like you find like an old school dollar.
Yeah, I bought stuff with them.
What an idiot!
And I don't have the time to do that. You know, I don't have time for that.
You kidding me? You can definitely tell a silver quarter from a regular quarter.
Yeah. Oh, you can definitely tell. Hey, you know what? That reminds me. I tried to use one to buy something with it. They wouldn't take it. Like I used
probably somebody was like, "Hey, you idiot!"
What was like $50, right? Yeah, $50 one. I remember having like 10 of them, and I went to go buy something. They would not take them. I'm like, but it's look, and we've never seen that before. I'm like, bro, people paying this stuff.
I forgot. Yeah. I got a 4-wheeler.
Okay, this is a piece of shit.
I got a 4-wheeler the other week. I completely forgot. I got a 4. It's running. I got it running off of a Zarka water bottle. I sent you the video.
I know, I saw it.
Yeah, I'm bringing it.
But it looks like shit. It looks like decapitated.
Well, we did decapitate it. It was very broken.
Really?
And the gas.
How much money did he put into it?
$200.
Okay, so how much was the job?
It was a $300 job.
Yeah, he won.
So you made $100.
Yeah. Not bad. No, I didn't get money for
that. Maddie, how many cars have I got in junk removal?
I don't know. I've lost count.
We did a hoarder house and there were 5 cars, but I don't know what happened to them.
You've gotten stupid shit. You gotten boats and shit.
I think Anthony took them.
I took which one was it?
The big old hoarder house.
Those cars were shit.
No, dude, that was a Porsche.
No, that was not a Porsche. You might have been a Porsche to you. It was not a Porsche. It was not a Porsche. No, the one I got.
Porsche?
I got my Subaru from that. Remember my Subaru?
Oh yeah, that piece of shit.
Damn, I love that car. Oh, my Subaru. I kept it for like 4 years. It was the best car ever.
Really?
And then I had an Acura. Drove that around for a while.
Fun fact: he got my trailer for free. I used today.
The white one or which one? Oh, that one?
Yeah, that one's from eviction.
It's an eviction.
And gave away
right out the front.
An excursion that one. Just like, here, take that, man.
Yeah.
To one of the workers, I didn't have to pay him that day, so I'm gonna take the excursion. Got a Sequoia.
Oh yeah, I remember the excursion.
You remember that?
Wait, who did we work with?
That's a big SUV. How did someone leave that behind?
I gave it to Herrera. He still drives it to this fucking day.
Dude, I remember that. That was in Richardson, right in the front yard.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
Yeah, dude. He goes, yeah, you can have that too, by the way.
You can have that too, by the way.
You can have that too, by the way. And he goes, what? And he goes, here's the key. And he grabs it and he gives it to some other dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was.
Really? You're not worried they're stolen or something?
He jumped in it and the motherfucker just drove off. And I was like, what the fuck?
You know, the point is, like, yeah, he was like, what's happened?
They just want to go.
The point about it is,
literally said, hey, you can have that too.
I've seen, you know, and I'm going to tell you this. When you've done this so many years, Orson.
You get desensitized. If someone hands me a car, dude, I'm like, I'm calling someone.
I ended up getting this bad
How the hell are you going to bring that back?
I ended up getting this badass Camaro one time. Oh my god.
No, you did not get no Camaro. Yeah. No, you didn't. No, you did not.
You know, once like Smoking the Bandit? With the flames on it in the front?
Never heard of
Trans Am? So it's a Trans Am, not a Camaro. It was a Trans Am, the flames in the front. It was white. I ended up getting it from an eviction. And I towed it home. I towed that hoe home. And pulled it up on a trailer. On your trailer. I pulled it up on your trailer and got it home. Yeah. I put air in his trailer.
That thing's a piece of shit.
We yanked it up there with the winch. I hooked it up to my truck. We winched that bitch up there and it went up there. It's really smooth, no problem.
You know what? That doesn't surprise me because my F-150, he put a Bobcat in the fucking F-150.
Yeah, I did.
With the tailgate down. In the F-150, he put a skid steer in the F-150.
Way too much.
Right. He put a fucking...
And it drove?
He gave me the truck with a bent fucking
frame.
Tailbed.
Yeah.
The tailbed was the only thing.
So the thing is that
I
got that Camaro and I took it to the site and some guy saw me pull it in. I remember we pulled it in and some guy comes around. He goes, "You want to sell that car?" I said, "No, I'm going to work on it." He goes, "I'll give you $3,000 for it." And I was like, "No, I think I'm going to keep it, man. I don't want to sell it." And it stayed there for a month. I never had intention to do nothing to it. He came by again. "Hey, you still want those?" I said, "Man, give me the $3,000. Take the car." He took it. I made $3,000.
Wow.
And I don't honestly remember what I did with the money. I don't remember what I did with the money, but it was just like sold the car. I thought it was cool. Maribel was there when I sold it.
What's the most you've ever made on reselling something?
Like
Wait, I want to hear the 4-wheeler story.
Oh, I really wanted a dirt bike. I was in an itch. My friend just bought a dirt bike. And
he let you rip it. You just
he let me rip it, and I fell in love. And I started
Helmet
looking
or
at
no
dirt
helmet?
bikes. Huh?
Helmet or no helmet?
No helmet.
You know, that's the thing about Orson. You spend money on dumb shit. Now stop it, man.
I
Why do
love
you
it.
spend money on dumb
I
shit?
love it.
You
What are you
love
talking
fucking
about?
talking to
What
him.
are you
We're
talking
young.
about?
Your
dumb?
saw.
We did.
Dude,
Oh,
that
man,
no
fucking
tools.
suck.
You went
Tools
and
are
bought a bike
different.
the other day?
I love
You
my
bought
bike.
2 bikes.
Tools we can
Yeah,
write
I
this
did buy
off.
2 bikes.
Tools we can write off.
Yeah.
That's an excuse.
Tools is all you buy. You see me what I have,
Yeah,
and I get by Orson.
He's got
yeah,
a
but you
fucking
work a lot
handsaw.
harder
He's got the
than I do.
handsaw.
You work a lot
bro,
harder than
bro.
me.
You see what I do, bro.
Yeah, I
And
see
you can
how
do the
hard
same
you
thing.
work.
You
Yeah,
can do the same thing.
But why would I kill my body
Jesus
like
Christ,
that?
bro? Fuck, man.
You wake
spend
up
money.
every day and you go like this.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
This
I'm gonna,
He
hurts.
wakes
I'm gonna
up
tell
and
you
he
this.
takes 9
every morning,
ibuprofen.
every morning, dude, you're doing a crimp walk, bro. You're like Snoop Dogg every morning till your bones get
Let me ask you a
worse.
question.
Every morning,
He said
dude.
he said a
Tell
crump
me I'm
walk.
wrong. Do you see him in the morning?
He does, yeah.
Yeah, bro. You're
I mean,
limping.
it's like
You're
40 years ago,
limping.
bro.
That don't
King
matter.
of the
You were probably
Let me-
limping 10 years ago
I wanna-
too.
He looks like a baby kangaroo when he wakes up.
And then your bones warm up and you're fine. But no, dude,
He's, like,
we
barely
use the
getting out.
tools. Me and Maddie, we use tools
Y'all
to
are
our
both
advantage, so we
ridiculous.
work not as hard.
So what happened with the jet ski? Let's go back.
The 4-wheeler, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
On a scale of 1 to 10, I want everybody to understand this because I saw the 4-wheeler. The day you got it, I thought that day. My
Right,
correct?
Yeah,
the
you
last
did, yeah.
podcast we were talking about.
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being immaculate, 5 being and then 1 being piece of shit. Where do you rank it?
6.
A what?
A 6.
Really?
Don't be delusional of a 6. At 5, the thing's at least decent. Okay, at
If you
a
got
5.
a trailer you're gonna tow it in? Or you just
Okay,
put it in the
but
back of my
also
truck.
at a 5,
what?
it's running.
Ramps?
The
Yeah.
vehicle was not running when I saw it. It was missing a seat.
No,
looked
it
all-
was not missing.
It was all ugly. It was like dusty and had spider webs and shit on the bottom. Yes or no? It had
Yes,
spider
but it
webs.
had a seat.
When I saw it, it looked like a 3 to me. When I saw it, Orson.
Yeah, sure.
I'm impressed you
Right
got it
now,
running,
you
though.
started it, and
took
you
a
have
lot of work.
a thing on it, right? You have a, what do you call it?
A water bottle.
A
yeah.
water bottle.
You got a what?
The gas tank. So if you leave gas in something, the gas will eat it, right?
Yeah.
So fuel tanks on 4-wheelers, cars, like anything like that with the like gas, they use this thing. It's called a petcock. So what that does is it turns the gas on and off, right? And it's a tube attached to like a switch. So the tube goes inside the gas tank.
Yep.
Well, the gas ate that tube, and so there was no way to turn the gas on and off.
So it rotted away.
So it rotted away. So there was no way to use the gas tank until I got that part. So in the meantime, what I did is I got a water bottle. I put a hole in the cap, and I put a filter, and I attached that directly to the carburetor. So the water bottle was my gas tank,
Right.
and so it was.
So
running.
now it's a 6. He's got a water bottle with gas attached
No,
to it.
the part came in, so that I got the gas tank on there now. But
Why are you shitting on him? That's impressive.
and
No, I think it's great that you
the-
started it. I
there's
just, when I
not-
saw it, it was a 3.
there's not a single dent in the
I didn't think it was
4-wheeler.
a 6.
There's not a
Far
single
from
dent.
6.
It has a title. It's got original everything. It's not missing any pieces.
I mean, I think you just put the work that the guy didn't want to put the work. There's nothing wrong with that. But to say it's a 6, it wasn't a 6.
How fast is it?
It's
Yeah.
scary fast.
What?
I was
You
scared.
ripping that bitch
I
with
wouldn't
a
go
water
full-
bottle?
Yeah,
Going like 40?
at least.
I would not do that. Those
Does
things
it does it have a digital spedometer on it?
No,
No,
but
that motherfucker just
I
takes
was going,
off.
that it just takes off. It goes so fast to where you don't feel safe. So I haven't even gotten it to full speed.
At least
yet.
you're on 4 wheels rather than 2.
dude.
No,
That's
that thing's
not
dangerous in 4
No,
wheels.
I'll tell you what.
I
A
will
dirt
rip
bike.
the
A
shit out of
dirt
that
bike
thing.
is safer than a
Yeah, a
4-wheeler.
dirt bike's way safer. Yep.
Why?
dirt
Because of
bike-
aerodynamics?
No, because you
No.
can't flip it.
Yeah.
You can't flip a dirt bike, and you can put your feet
Feet
out to
down.
save you.
Yeah.
On a 4-wheeler, they're a lot heavier. And the way you're sitting on it,
You're
if it
supposed to jump
flips,
backwards.
Because I think I weigh more than a fucking motorcycle, so I can handle it. You know what I mean?
they are pretty heavy. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all will see on Sunday. I'm gonna bring it to Azel, and we can see if he still thinks it's a shitty 4-wheeler or not. You're gonna end up buying one after.
I'm not gonna end up buying. I think
Maddie
they're
might.
dangerous.
Yeah, dude.
I have a-
Oh,
I
very
have a Humvee.
dangerous.
I have a-
I'm
Very
gonna catch you at
dangerous.
Bass Pro or some shit.
I should tow
They
my
sell 'em
Humvee.
there.
I should tow my Humvee down there. I need to tow my Humvee to.
Yeah, you do.
wait
It'll
a
get
minute.
stolen out
It's
there.
gonna get stolen out.
No, but
Dude,
the
the more shit we
four-wheeler
bring
is
out there, the
scary
more we're gonna-
fast.
Yeah, the more attention we bring to it.
Yeah, the four-wheeler is scary fast. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it or not, or if I'm going to. I can sell it for about $2,000 is the
Really?
market value on
I
it.
think you leave it at Hazel as like a
Or
Well, you
like a
better
move
not leave
around
shit about
mobile.
it.
maybe we like make a shed out of pallets or
Yeah.
something. I was thinking this with
Yeah.
the out there at the land. I was thinking that we make with pallets. We make a log
right.
a log holder, kind of like it's got a base, two side
Okay.
walls. The bottom's pallets, and we can put a sheet of plywood over it.
Sure.
And then the
Have
back
firewood.
and the front just open.
Yeah.
And we just stack firewood on it.
That would be a good idea. Hey, I got one more topic I want to. Maybe this can be the last topic of the night.
shit.
See, it's getting
All right.
late.
Oh, yes.
But
Where we at? We're 50 something minutes in.
50
Yeah.
you are, man.
But I got one
Okay.
more topic,
Okay.
and this kind of leads into the four-wheeler stuff like that. I want to get y'all's opinion on this. So I'm 28. You're like 24, right? And you're old.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you're not
He's
old. That is just
almost-
a joke I make. But what I'm trying to get at. So I got this four-wheeler, right? And I really like it. I really enjoy it and stuff like that. I want to go out on it, ride, like just spend time on it. But I know in my mind, I feel like right now is my prime time to make money, to do business stuff, right? So I'm like, should I keep this four-wheeler knowing that every weekend I'm going to want to go out to Oklahoma or wherever there's nice trails and stuff like that, spend the whole day there and not work? Or should
Send it.
I sell that thing so that I'm not even tempted
I'll buy it.
to not not even tempted to not work? But it's the same thing with like video games. When I was younger, I mean, I played like 6, 8, 10 hours all night long playing video games, right? Now, I don't even turn my Xbox on because I'm like, I could be working on my business instead. So I don't know, like, what y'all think of that? Is it okay to have a hobby right now? To still do something you enjoy
think-
that's not making you money?
I think.
Or should you just go full on business and make that short term sacrifice so you're okay in the future? Because there's a lot of people on here watching that are 18. We know people that are 18 years old that started their businesses. And, in 5 years, if they just hustle, they're going to do really good.
I think you need that balance.
Yeah.
Do you want to balance?
At the
No,
end
I
of the
think
day,
you
you
need
can
that
sit there and
Yeah,
and-
but
and-
I've
and-
worked with you, Orson.
beat
Yeah.
the piss out of yourself all day,
Mhm.
dude. You're just, first of all, you're either going to be a dick to your family.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to work all day, right? You're going to make a lot of money. Yeah. You're going to make a lot of money.
But you're going to lose
But you're going to
friends in
lose
the
your
meantime.
family. You're going
Mhm.
to lose your friends. And you're just going to be a shitty person because all
Yeah.
you're focused on is work. I think you
Yeah.
need that balance. I think you can afford to take that day off every 2 weeks or every week.
Yeah.
If you're making that much money, you can afford to do that. Yeah, you're young. Yeah, you're only that age one time. But dude, it's not good mentally. It's
Mhm.
just not.
It's
I don't know.
addictive making so much.
It is. Yeah, it is. But
Have you ever told yourself you're going to take a day off and then you get that phone call?
Oh, yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
today.
Dude, go
Today-
do it.
today I was supposed to have the day off, and my customer in Murphy called me, and I made $600 today on my day off.
So you did go
And
do
I was
it.
today was my day to work on my truck.
It's hard not to, right?
It's such a pain in the ass.
It's hard to take a vacation. Because
We all need a vacation, but
When
we
we
don't
went to
wanna
San
do it.
Antonio, I was looking at my phone and I was like, damn.
Dude, we lost
I
a
could've
lot
made
of money
so
in San
much.
Antonio. We lost a lot of money. We were subcontracting out over there.
But dude, it was so nice, being over there. But I will say it did hurt.
It
a
hurt.
little bit.
It hurt because you're like, fuck, that money's not coming to me.
I could have made that money.
Yeah.
You had a big job you gave away.
Yeah, big one. It's okay. I think
You're the most experienced out of definitely us,
I definitely think that the balance is there. I worked with Jamon. Worked with TNT. I've worked with many other people that I've had like videos out there. And I'll tell you, you're the most serious worker that I've worked with. Like you write everything down and you hustle hard. Like right now, if you got a job in Frisco, right now you'd go do it after we're done with this because you'd say because you have your truck with you, you'd go do it. I wouldn't do it.
No?
No, hell no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think that the balance of you having fun, dude, I don't think that's a problem. Even for lazy people to have a hobby or something. You want to ride your bike, keep your motorcycle, and just bring it every time you load it. Bring it to fucking Hazel and just ride it around. We'll ride it around. And
I feel like guilty sometimes having fun.
Nah,
I'm like, I should be working.
No, you're looking too hard into that. You're worrying twice. That's one thing about Orson. He worries twice about everything.
He says this about me to everybody.
He did say this last week.
He does. Everybody.
It's true. Orson's always worried that he's going to get a flat tire. And then when he gets the flat tire, he worries
I got a whole kit in my truck just in case.
He worries twice. One time because he's worried about getting a flat tire. And the second time is he ended up getting the fucking flat tire.
I was able to fix it because I was prepared.
And I don't understand that.
It took me 2 minutes on the side of the road. I have a jack.
He's got a whole mechanic shop in the back of his truck.
You're going to get used to how I work and how I do things that you're just not going to care after a while. Like, I'm gonna be a big old dent on your side.
You know what Orson can't do? He can't leave his phone away.
That's hard.
Orson cannot. He cannot leave his phone in another room.
Yeah,
that's why you can't relax when you're out.
Dude, I lost my phone in Azel. I was freaking out, dude. I was freaking out.
You didn't know how to get home.
I also did not know how to get home, but I was also like, someone could be calling me right now.
That's the first thing he told me. I go, why are you, dude? Hang out here on a Sunday. He's like, dude, I'm gonna miss a job. I was like, fuck the job.
Fuck the job, man.
Fuck the job.
That was hard.
That's a blessing.
One thing that I'll teach you.
You have an excuse. Your phone's not going off.
When I walk away from jobs.
I did. I was there once. I have walked away on one.
And you're gonna get used to walking away from big jobs and small jobs because you believe it should be a certain price, and they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck at that point. So anytime I go into a job, I'm knowing that I'm going to lose the job or make money off the job. But I'm never scared to lose the job because, of course, I have a quantity of jobs too. But you're going to get, as you get older and you're in this business 5 or 6 years, you're going to have an attitude like I am.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But no fucks to give.
No fucks.
You don't have a single one. You
don't like the price.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
That's how he is.
Well,
you don't like the price.
Too, you know?
He gives them one negotiation price, and if they don't like it, he's like, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Yeah. Here's, in the back of my head, whenever I've been in that situation where it's like the customer is obviously lied about the job and stuff like that, how much it is, and I do think in the back of my mind, okay, if I lose this job, I only got one more. It's like it is a bigger deal for me to cancel them.
Oh, that is true.
Now, I still respect myself enough to where, if they lie to me, I'm just going to walk away. I learned that from you. Mm-hmm. But it does hurt me a lot more than it hurts you guys because y'all still got 7 more on the schedule. It's a blessing for you to lose that job because you can take on another.
Yeah, I stick people, dude. I stick them.
For me, it's like I got to be careful because I'm like, I can't lose too many. Like, I'm losing half of my schedule right now.
I'll negotiate with them, like, back and forth, a couple prices back and forth. Yeah. And I'll try and stick them.
No, yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm already there, and that's the classic excuse to tell your customer to win the job. Hey, I'm already here.
Yeah.
You don't have to call anybody else. Let's just knock this out. We'll meet at that price.
Yeah.
That's my go-to. If this motherfucker I can't beat, and it happens in my area a lot. A lot of cheaper race here, and some of them are really hard to move.
Yeah.
And I do. Sometimes I'm like, hey man, I'm already here. You don't got to pick up the phone to call anybody else. My truck's empty.
That's a good subject.
I'm ready to go.
That's a great subject.
And boom. So
you know what I love?
Close the deal.
It happens so often. It's so weird. They negotiate like crazy about the price, right? Like, say you tell them $200, then they're like, let's do $150. And then you're like, I'll knock off $20, $180, and they're like, come on, $175. Like, they really push, right?
Yeah.
And then they freaking tip.
Yeah,
bro, they give you $50.
There are people.
That happens to y'all too.
I looked up the psychology.
That's so
sometimes.
Weird.
I looked it up one time.
It's so weird,
and I've looked it up because people have an internal budget on a job they want to spend.
The hardest negotiators tip so good.
Spend. They already know what they're going to spend. They already have the cash in their pocket at the bank. So when you come over and you get $175, they're already like, oh, hey, I plan on paying $225 tip. Boom, there it is.
Dude, they're so like, it's so
I've
weird.
Had that happen multiple times, and I'm sitting there and I'm like,
so weird.
I love when they negotiate with me.
Do you?
I love it. Yes, I love
it's a game for him.
It's a rush for me. Like when they say,
I get there and I'm
hey,
pissed.
will you take this much? I said, game
I hate
on. I
negotiating.
love
Game
negotiating.
on.
I tell them that. I said, love negotiation. Let's do this. Okay, what are you thinking? Well, I think it should be $275. I said, ma'am, there's no way. I'll meet you halfway there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we always fall on something, you know. We always fall on number. But I love the negotiation.
That is true. He is a negotiator, but he doesn't walk. He doesn't walk.
I've never seen you lose a job.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I'll.
Dude, you
I've
see him
seen
lose
you
a
walk
job.
away.
You know when he loses a job, he's pissed.
Yeah, I've seen you walk
it bothers
away.
him that he argued and negotiated.
I've seen you on the phone lose a job, but I've never seen you in person lose
a
one.
job.
I've seen him once, I think.
We were close, and you were so mad you didn't even want to get out the truck. I don't know if you remember. We went to Rockwall. Mm-hmm. We went 45 minutes away. And the lady, for some reason, thought we were delivering a dumpster.
Oh, my God. I was pissed that day.
And this lady was rich. This lady had designed
We got the job.
Crazy. We got the job.
Because
of your negotiating skills.
A dumpster?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I told Orson, I was trying to teach Orson a lesson. I got out of the truck first. I went and talked to her, I remember.
And then as soon as you realized what was
she was just stubborn. I said, Orson, take this over. I'm not going to go talk to her.
Yeah, and he got back.
I said, let's get out of the car. Let's get out of here. He goes, no, let me go talk to her. I said, go talk to her. Go see what you got. So Orson goes over there, and he's like, talking. I'm like, God, this is fucking.
He's talking too much, yeah.
I'm like, he's talking too much. I said, so I think I pulled you to the side. Do you want to get this job, Orson, or not? Just watch what I do. Watch what I think I told you that, right?
Yeah,
or something like that. I said, watch what I do. I go over there. I do my technique in salesmanship. And for a split second, I honestly thought she wasn't going to take it. But then she ended up taking it. I remember saying...
What'd you hit her with?
I think I hit her with the line, listen, ma'am, we're here right now. I understand you need it cleaned up. We drove all the way out here. Let us just finish it, and we'll go out and pick out whatever you want, and we'll do it for you. Come on. Let's just do it. You have a dirty garage. Let's clean. And plus, it's Christmas time. Remember, it's Christmas time. I said, it's Christmas time. Let us just knock it out for you. She was like, well, I was really thinking about the dumpster you're going to rent it for, what, $300? I'll charge you $300. Let's get everything you can in here. Let's get
She negotiated us to $250.
Yeah. Did she? Yeah. And I'm like, let's go. Let's not wait. Man, I was fighting for that fucking $25 at $275.
We got it, yeah. You
got it?
Finally, we got it.
You got $275 out of it?
$250 for me, $275. I don't remember.
Man, yeah, she fought hard. She got
hard, and I enjoyed it, but I think it was the mood that I was in that day. I drove so
driving
far
to
out
Rockwall.
We drove far.
Driving to Rockwall makes me
in
pissed.
the box truck too.
In the box truck. Oh yeah, the box truck.
Now
fucking
that customer tipped us.
Yeah,
she tipped y'all?
She bought us a Dutch Bros gift card.
Oh my gosh, she bought us Dutch Bros gift card. She wasted like 30 minutes.
She wasted 30 minutes on her phone trying to figure out how to send us this gift card.
What? Mm-hmm. She bought it online,
and we were best friends after that, right?
Yeah, we were besties after that.
You were talking to her about fucking Dutch Bros.
Because we were mad. When I was loading, I was not happy.
And we mentioned how we were going to go to Dutch Bros after, and she was like, "Let me get that for you."
I'm like, wow. Me and him looked at each other. We recorded the video.
Yeah,
How much was it?
How much was it?
$20.
$20. Yeah.
Wow, shit, that's not bad at all.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's always the ones that haggle that tip.
Wow.
It's so weird.
Man, that was a good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
Well, there's another video for us.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys.
That was a good podcast.
Tuning in.
We're getting better and better.
For episode 4, I think that was an hour-long episode for y'all, so
oh, man,
appreciate
we had
y'all
an
walking.
hour and 11 minutes or 2 hours? What? Orson, how long was it?
I can't see. I don't got my glasses
It says
on.
1 hour and 11 minutes?
And a little bit over an hour, so appreciate y'all watching. We'll have another one out next week as per usual. This one will be out Sunday, so Junk Guys Frisco,
I don't know if y'all noticed, I've been wearing different socks every time I come on the show.
Yeah.
Look at the other ones. I had yellow ones.
Yeah, you got like 4 different brands on too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show that. But
Yeah, you don't discriminate at Junk Guys.
Puma, bro.
All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. See y'all next week, and we'll do another episode. Peace, guys.
Later.